Good evening, guys, and welcome to the sixth episode of Quickfire Crypto. Today we're going to be talking about an article from The Guardian, which is a British newspaper in the UK. So it's titled "Boris Johnson to be keynote speaker at blockchain conference in Singapore." This is quite an interesting article because I have never known Boris to show any interest whatsoever in blockchain or Bitcoin or anything related even. Let's get into it. Let's get straight into it. So it starts off by saying Boris Johnson is to head to Singapore in the latest of his post-prime ministerial travels as the keynote speaker at a conference on blockchain. The former Prime Minister, who pulled out of the race to replace Liz Truss last week and is still the MP for Uxbridge and South Ruislip, will deliver the keynote address speech at the International Symposium on Blockchain Advancements on the 2nd of December. Blockchain technology is used to provide a secure way of making and recording transactions, most commonly for the cryptocurrency Bitcoin. Dick Cheney, the former US Vice President, is also speaking at the conference. Again, guys, I have no idea. I have never heard of Dick Cheney being involved in crypto either. So it's a strange one. The conference website says it aims to guide the first step in migrating to the digital economy by provoking meaningful questions and discussions that will enable all of us, builders and consumers alike, to cut through the blockchain hype and grasp a realistic view of the emerging trends and needs, and to provide a technical blueprint for innovative solutions. Oh, now we're getting into the meat of it. In September, Johnson was paid £130,000 to give a speech at the Council of Insurance Agents and Brokers in Colorado, during which he joked about sharing the French President Emmanuel Macron's fancy wine with Angela Merkel. On Tuesday, Johnson told Sky News that he will be very happy to go to the COP27 climate summit after being invited by the Egyptians. Asked if Rishi Sunak should attend too, he said the new Prime Minister will have a massive amount to do, adding, "I happen to have a particular interest." The two government sources told The Guardian that Sunak was now planning to attend the conference after being accused of displaying a failure of leadership, but Number 10 said the decision was still under review. Johnson told Sky it had become unfashionable to talk about COP26, which he hosted in Glasgow last year. So I think I think he's basically being paid to turn up in Singapore and speak about this and speak at this blockchain summit, because I've never heard him speak out about it, and he's and I follow the British news closely, and I've never heard him say anything to do with crypto or blockchain. Let's see what else he has to say. Asked if he felt more appreciated on the world stage, Johnson added, "I have an absolute passionate belief that the war in Ukraine, Putin's act of aggression, is something we shouldn't accept. I think I can continue to campaign for Ukraine, and that's what I'm going to do." Speaking to Sky from the Imperial War Museum, Johnson also said Vladimir Putin would be crazy to use a nuclear weapon in Ukraine, claiming the move would immediately tender Russia's resignation from the club of civilized nations. So he still doesn't really give much information about why he's doing it. Just that he is. So it's some information. It's always good to hear new people coming into crypto, new speakers, especially when they're influential people such as Boris Johnson. Like him or loathe him, the news is interested in him. So wherever he goes, we all hear about it, even after his premiership has finished, which it has done now in the UK. So there you have it, Boris Johnson, keynote speaker at a blockchain conference in Singapore. Thank you for watching, guys, and I shall see you in 12 hours.